Good morning. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Biro.
And this is Monday Coffee with Jexo, where we scan through the last week's news and updates from across the Atlassian world. The links for the sources on the topics we are going to discuss are linked in the description below.
All right, so the first thing we're talking today is about the benefits of moving to cloud. And this was actually a survey that was made by Atlassian. They asked around 300 of their customers that moved to cloud what are their top benefits and reasons why they moved to cloud. And let me share my screen just to show you the actual. I think it's no. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just share the wrong screen.
No problem.
Okay. No. Sorry, seems to I have issues with this.
I can share it. It's okay. You can continue.
1 second. Benefits. Yes, there you go, finally. All right, so sorry about that. Yeah, so the article mentions a few, and there's actually a graph that you can see here with all of the top benefits and that people basically agree on. And the number one benefit for most customers, most clients that agree on is the peace of mind about upgrades and security. And I personally been leading DevOps and TechOps teams for a while now, and I know how valuable it is to use managed services. Having all your tools and services run smoothly while you focus on your craft is a blessing, to be honest. And not to mention the security aspect of it. Having a SaaS partner and relying on their investment in security standards and practices helps you not have to do it yourself and put money into that, to put it like that. And that also ties into the third reason, which is improved employee satisfaction. Not having to deal with software upgrades and security issues and being able to just focus on innovation, and not having to deal with all of the administrative stuff is it's honestly what makes me and my team happy. And that was previously in the previous roles, as well as currently in Jexo. We rely on managed services as much as we can and SaaS tools and such. Amongst other reasons for cloud, there is the speed and accessibility, performance, and also low cost of ownership, which it's an important one. And so so if you're on a fence whether to move to cloud or not, I really recommend reading this article. And yeah, that's kind of it for this one.
I saw actually on the community also the poll on this topic, and the first option was the most picked one. So I think across the channels, the most people are picking the, not having a need to do the maintenance.
Yeah, true. Make sure you share your screen. Yeah.
Yes. So the next up is our improvements to Confluence Cloud macros. In this community post, my screen is shared.
I'm not seeing it on the app. It only shows my. Oh no, it is there. Okay, cool.
Perfect, thank you. So in this community post, Jonah, product manager at Atlassian, announced that they revamped the Confluence macro dropdown and the search. So if you remember, the whole add new macro URI experience was quite old, and now it should match with the overall experience you are getting in Confluence. So here you can see the little GIF about it. But what's a bigger change is changing how you edit individual macros. So Confluence is getting rid of edit model and moved it to the side panel. That means that now you're able to edit macros and see the effect on the page at the same time, which is great. Again, you can see it in the GIF over here. These changes will be rolled out over the next few days, and Jonah also mentions that it will be available for most used macros, but they will gradually change all of them.
Yeah, to be honest, the removal of the model and changing to the side to a side panel seems for editing the macros seems like a small change, but brings such a big benefit. I really don't understand why they didn't change it up until now. I feel that this sort of should have been a critical change with the new editor implementation. But anyways, I rant. Let's move on to the next bit, and I'll share my screen. All right. So first of all, if you missed this webinar, the effective DevOps pipelines with Atlassian and AWS, I suggest you watch it. It's very useful. There's a link in this post. So basically, in the link in the description, you open the post, and then there's a post in there. And let me share the screen. I'm sharing the wrong things here. All right. So we are personally at Jexo, we're familiar with some of the practices mentioned in the webinar because we do use Bitbucket and Opsgenie with AWS for similar purpose. This post itself just highlights the top questions and answers for the top questions that were asked in the webinar. I think there were over 100 questions in the webinar, so these are just the most asked questions, to put it like that. And they're basically around mainly pipelines, Bitbucket pipelines, things like running jobs in parallel, manually validating steps. And it also got me thinking of how good we have it with the Bitbucket's tight integration with Jira, and having the ability to enable um, other team members that might not have access to Bitbucket to to get an understanding of pipeline statuses, but also engage and update and validate steps of those pipelines within the comfort of their Jira instance. And that type of engagement is, from my perspective, is a very powerful one, and one that I've not seen with any I've not seen done this well with any other tools out there. And I might be biased, but also I'm not being biased. I think that's a reality as well. Um, yeah, and also there's at the end of it, at the end of those questions, there's some sample code with pipelines and integrating AWS Lambda. We have a Lambda function uh, that runs that gets updated, a script that gets updated from Bitbucket pipelines. We've done this before. We also use the Ops Genie, and we have it integrated with AWS, with CloudWatch and RDS instances, and we monitor things. By the way, if you ever are interested in any of that for your own organization, and have questions or want to see how we practice some of these things, do message me, and I'll be more than happy to organize a knowledge transfer session with anyone. Okay.
I need to say that, like comparing, for example, Jenkins and Bitbucket, uh, how it seems for people who don't have that much technical understanding. Bitbucket is like miles away and better in the experience, and I think including this in Jira is even better because you don't even need to go to Bitbucket itself, although it's already quite clear there what you need to do.
Yeah, very true. Uh,
All right, the
yeah.
next up, uh, we have a look. We will have a look on announcement related to the Mindville's insights. So last week, Atlassian enabled insights for a wider audience, and it's now available for everyone who has Jira Service Management Premium or Enterprise. So just a reminder, with Insights, you can track assets, configuration items, and resources to get the visibility over relationships between applications, services, the underlying infrastructure, and other key dependencies. And there is a talk on April 7th where you can learn more about the tool, so don't forget to register if you're interested. The link is in this community post down here. Oh, by the way, Insights has also this really nice video with formulas bureau.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I'll watch that. I'll definitely watch that. Okay. Next up, let's talk a bit about our favorite of the favorites, which is Forge. So I think not long ago on our previous Monday Coffee News, we mentioned that Atlassian announced general availability of Forge for Forge apps. And not long after, Lively Apps had not one, but two of their Forge apps approved onto the Atlassian Marketplace. So, really, congrats to Sven and the team at Lively Apps for being at the forefront of this transition to Forge Cloud. It's a monumental milestone from my perspective to have the first ever two cloud Forge Cloud apps approved to the marketplace. Check their apps; they're very useful and also free, completely free. So feel free to give them a try and see how Forge feels like, to put it like that. Take it for a drive test.
It's really great to see Sven leading this Forge space now.
Yep. Um, all right. Article of the week.
Yes, the article of the week. So, this week's article is from Trello's blog, and it's about 5 ways to successfully ditch the digital distractions. So, in the article, they mentioned that most people spend on average 8 hours on notifications per week, which is crazy. I hope I don't spend that much on notifications per week. But, anyways, in the article, Trello mentions tips on how to reduce digital distractions with techniques like Pomodoro clock, managing screen time, focus music, and so on. I personally like to use combination of Pomodoro clock and focus music. There are some YouTube channels like Peaceful Ambience with Pomodoro clock videos, so you should definitely check that out.
Yeah, and I think I need to start using Pomodoro clock because I am way too easily distracted every single day. So yeah, I'll definitely try that because I have a feeling that's gonna help me focus a bit.
Yeah, and it's good for taking breaks and standing up and not watching the screen like 1 hour long, for example. So it's really good.
I know what you're talking about. All right, right. So next up, hey, look who's back in the news. I have a feeling that Appfire is going to be one of, if not the most talked about vendor on these morning coffees. Uh, so last week they announced their acquisition of the reputable Atlassian Platinum Marketplace partner, Mohami. Um, I was a Mohami, and the reason why this is big is because Mohami has accrued over 17,000 active installations to their apps. So they're not a small vendor by any means. And their portfolio of apps are mainly around developer tools type of apps. This will consolidate Appfire's presence, to put it like that, in this category, this specific category. And actually, the other week, someone mentioned on a Slack channel that, I don't know if this is true. I've not sat down and counted them, but someone mentioned that Appfire now has 92 apps on the marketplace, which is, yeah, that's a lot. I can only imagine support and maintenance and all of this stuff. But hey, they're not acquired just app. They acquired team, so which means, there's more folks around to help with managing almost 100 apps.
Must
Um,
be crazy.
yeah, and Mohami apps are going through. I went through their portfolio after this announcement, and the majority of their apps are server and data center focus. They do have a few of them that have a cloud version, but the majority is server and data center. And yeah, Nikki, do you want to talk about the new Atlassian services?
Yes, of course. So I have shared the screen. So we don't forget the last news we are going to talk about today is the last week big announcement on all Atlassian channels that you can imagine that Atlassian is starting a space services and that they are sending one of their team members to work from space. But unfortunately or fortunately, it was just April's Fool's joke. But if you didn't see it yet, and have a look on their Atlassian Space Services landing page and the video, it's really, really funny.
Yeah, actually, I like this. I like how they've done it this year, because it was well produced video and announcement and clearly scripted. So they didn't try hard to make it seem that is a real thing. Because I don't know, I feel that it would have felt a bit too cringy if they did. So they're clearly not banking on trying to make it as a real thing, and everyone believed that that's true. But it's nice, lighthearted, puts a smile on your face. So yeah, watch the video and watch the the whole announcement that comes with it. Okay, so I guess that's kind of it for this week. Just one last mention: we didn't, well, for some reason, I don't know, I need to check why we didn't stream on LinkedIn, so we'll just upload the video to LinkedIn. um but yeah, there's just technicalities, technical issues, it does happen sometimes. um that's about it for this week of Atlassian news in our Monday coffee with Jexo. I hope you enjoyed the news, whether you're watching live or recorded. LinkedIn recorded 100%. Just a reminder, links of the resources are in the description or in the comment, depending on what platform you are. If you have any questions or suggestions for us for what we should be talking about next week, put it in the comment section. And until next week, have a great week ahead, and we'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m.
Do, do, do.